Hello and welcome to another edition of The Week That Was, a weekly program where we review the news that made it to the headlines in the past week. This week we look at the week from 14 to 20th December, and some of the headlines in the Voice of the People, the Herald, were 100 cruise tourists held hostage at Mormugaon Port Authority Terminal. The Sangye farmers celebrate the IIT project victory. The dead and retired officers are on the government seniority list, and other headlines. To discuss this news and analysis, we have with us the editor of Dainik Herald, Mr. Avid Bagle.
Namaskar.
Welcome to the program.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. So on 14 December,
Yes.
we look at this headline in the Herald which says Goa DYSP Ashish Shirodkar's family bought and sold a flat over which the brutal assault of advocate Gajanan Sawant happened.
Yes.
Now, in this, there are a lot of versions which have been cited regarding the assault on the advocate, whether the police were at fault or the advocate was at fault.
Yeah.
But as part, the center of the dispute seems to be one flat, which was earlier earned by DYSP Ashish Shirodkar and was supposed to have been sold to a third party. And there is a court ruling that both the sale deed, both of Ashish Shirodkar and before that the one Zenan D'Souza who sold a flat to Ashish Shirodkar's wife, both these sale deeds are invalid, infructuous, because they are part of allegations of land grabbing. And therefore this is at the heart of this. Now, how do you look at this story?
I look at this story as in last two episodes I clearly mentioned about failure of the governance. This is a part of governance. I am attributing to a failure of governance. If some property is there, when you intend to buy, you entered into agreement to sell. Then there should be a time limit, like 90 days, 120 days, 180 days. You can prefix any time. Once you enter into agreement to sell, then you have to do the sell deed. And that has to be reflected in revenue records and also in the property cards, which are available with the municipality or the panchayat. That is not happening. Somebody is doing agreement to sell, staying there for years of number of years, then he intends to sell it to another person. Then this kind of means the sale deeds become invalid or infectious. It is because of that. There is no mechanism as such. And the secondly, when the police officer's family is involved, in our society, police is responsible for each and everything. They are not doing policing job at all. They are responsible for land grabbing. They are responsible for civil problems. If something is happening within the family, police interfere. So the definition of policing should be established first. Goa must come out with their own police act. Define what is policing, what are the roles of the police, what they can do, what they cannot do. That has to be there. When you say they cannot do, you must make available an alternative grievance redressal system to a society. You cannot say that police will not interfere. But who will interfere? If the police are not interfering, then some civil mechanism should be there. This is a clear case of failure of government machinery. Government must establish a machinery wherein a property registration should take place in time-bound manner. See, a building is coming up. After a occupancy certificate, the flat's owner must form a society. That is also not followed in our state. Not happening. The land is belong to builder. Building is the flats are owned by the flat owner. Nobody knows who owns the building. Because there is no society. So streamlining everything will solve such problem. It will not recur again, because you have to put the mechanism in place to solve such of grievances.
Okay. Then second story for this week, which happened on 15th of December, which was a Thursday. Now the headline in the Herald reads, "Shame, over 100 cruise tourists
Hmm.
not allowed to take buses for sightseeing by local taxi union.
Hmm.
And this is the incident which happened with regard to 100 American tourists who alighted at the Mormugao Port Authority terminal
Yeah.
in a cruise ship which is called Ocean Odyssey.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to have been traveling by a coach, and they were stopped by the taxi operators saying that the the coaches did not have passes to go inside and pick up the tourists, and therefore it was a free for all.
Hmm.
And what has resulted is a big serious consequences on the tourism in Goa and also even in India.
Yeah. See, I look at this incidents in different way. Earlier, only taxis were in existence for a movement of tourists.
Yeah.
There were no buses, means there no tourist buses, only taxis were available. Now the business of the taxi walas are divided, are taken over by rent a cab, rent a bike, and tour operators.
Yeah.
So taxi walas are fighting for their business. What they have done is totally wrong. I'm not supporting that count, but
Yeah.
why it has happened,
Yeah.
I'm just explaining you.
Yeah.
So it is a fight for a business. So what government should do? You have established a cruise terminal,
Yeah.
and you come to know that some 150 passengers are coming. You start a counter there. The tourists will come and give them the option. What option they want to choose.
Yeah.
You cannot tell them you sit in a bus and go for sightseeing.
Yeah.
If they opt for a taxi, give that option.
They should
Rent a
have the
car,
freedom.
rent a car. Rent a bike, rent a bike. You must open a counter at that terminal itself
Yeah.
and make sure that the tourists will enjoy their own option.
Yeah.
It will solve the problem. Otherwise, taxi walas will say these tourist buses which are picking up the tourists, they are wrong. The
Yeah.
tourist buses will say taxi walas are interfering into our business, they are wrong. It is a blame game.
Yeah.
To stop the blame game, make sure that the tourist will get the options and he will choose the option.
Yeah.
It is a right of the tourist to choose the option of his mode of travel. Whether he want to travel by bus, whether he want to travel by car, whether he want to travel by bike, it is his choice.
Yeah.
Even you have to make the sea route from Vasco. You can come to Panji, Aldona, this route by the river.
Yeah.
That you also make available. These are the options, and tourists will choose. Then only the problem will be solved.
Now, in this case, what they are tour operators were saying is
Yeah.
that it is not decided at the time they alight.
Hmm.
This is decided months in advance whenever the tourist bookings are made.
Yeah.
So there is no option for them to travel by taxi because their package includes tour to whichever places that they want to go.
Yes. If it is a package, then the tourist has to follow, because by the time of buying the package, he has read everything.
Yeah.
He will travel by bus in Goa. That is agreed.
Yeah.
That's why he subscribed to that package.
Yeah.
Means that there, in this case, if it is so,
Yeah.
then the taxi walas are wrong.
Yeah.
If they are entering into their domain
Yeah.
of the tourist bus,
Yeah.
then they are wrong.
Yeah. That
They,
is
they
true.
should not interfere. It is none of business of the taxis.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Now, it is also said, the DYSP Salim Sheikh,
Yeah.
they say that before every cruise comes,
Hmm.
they are having a meeting
Hmm.
of the taxi operators, the tour operators, the police and everybody who is concerned.
Hmm.
That means the stakeholders.
Hmm.
Now, what I presume is if the package is decided in advance,
Hmm.
that is the tourists already know that they are going to be taken by the coach, why should the police hold a meeting with taxi operators? Is it that they are giving the permission to the tour operators to go? I mean, it does not make any sense.
As I rightly said before this subject starts, it is a fight for a business.
Yeah.
Tour operator, what they do, they book a cruise, they bring us tourists, and their local agent provide the buses.
Yeah.
That is they call it
That
the
is true.
package.
That's true.
Package. But the government should interfere and see that the business goes to local taxi walas at the reasonable rates.
Yeah.
At the reasonable rates, and make sure that tourists enjoy the option.
Yeah.
In tour package, Government must see that the taxi option, bike option, rent a car option was given, or you only give the package that we will only take you in buses. Then there is no option before left for the tourists. Either to take a package or keep quiet.
Yeah.
If you want to go for a package, you have to travel by bus.
Yeah.
When that option was given or not, we don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Then the third story that we have today is has to do with the auction of the mining ore. Now this headline reads Vedanta bags Bicholi Mulgaon mining block. And now it has also happened that the mines that are auctioned, first it was a lease system, now it is an auction system. But there is an article on the web, for example, which says that those people who are accused of illegal mining, they themselves are bagging the same mining leases now in the form of auction.
See, the problem is government is not following the law or the rules in toto. There is a circular from Union Mines Ministry saying that if any company or individual who are engaged in illegal activities of mining, then he cannot take part in the auction. There is a circular.
Okay.
5 years back they have issued the circular.
Okay.
With government, central government is ample clear on the count who can participate and who cannot participate.
Yeah.
So how these people, if at all they are indulged in illegal things, then how at all they are allowed? That is the first question. I'll tell you what are the loopholes. See, XYZ is one company which is indulged into illegal mining, proven, put up fine, paid the fine. But what they do? They form another company, XYZ Mining Limited.
Yeah.
Is another company.
Yeah.
Is another entity by law. Under 1956 the Companies Act, this is a separate company. So it is allowed to bid. Although the shareholders and the director remain the same. What does the circular say? That particular company cannot participate.
Yeah.
Not the another company. So it is a vague thing.
Yeah.
So they have participated. But this auction, I'll little add to that. It is not for the starting of the mining. Starting of the mining, no, it requires so many permissions. I'll tell you. Once you get the lease, you have to apply for the mine safety authority.
Yeah.
They come to your mine, they suggest you, and you have to also submit a mine closure plan. Once you submit that mine closure plan, they give you green signal. After that, you have to go for EIA, Environment Impact Assessment.
Yeah.
It requires at least 2 seasons. Monsoon is important for them. So 1 year pass. After that EIA is placed before the public and public hearing is conducted. Based on the public hearing findings, the EC is granted.
Yeah.
Then you have to apply to Pollution Control Board for the consent to establish. Then they come, they see the parameters, everything for the pollution control. Then they give you to consent to operate. It takes at least any fast 2 years.
Yeah.
So means the auctioning to starting of the mine, this is 2 years are required. Yeah, these are required.
Okay. Then we move on to story number 4, that is Friday 16th December.
Yeah.
And this has to do with the amendment to the Noise Pollution Act, and this anchor says no music beyond midnight on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Now this has refers to the corrigendum, which was stated that the time during night hours from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. this was the time with special permission you could operate on designated days.
Yeah.
Now this time has to be substituted and read as 10 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Yes.
Now there is a big question mark, and although some like for example Nilesh Cabral has made comments on this, it is still not clear whether this 12 a.m. ban will apply to Christmas Eve mass starts at 12 a.m.
Yes.
So also there are dances after that.
Yeah.
Mass is over, say by
Yeah.
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock minimum,
Yeah.
even if we
Yeah.
say 1
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
So till 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock there are dances. And
Yeah.
the same thing will go on Christmas Day, New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And also questions have been raised about zatras.
Yeah.
Where loudspeaker
Are being used.
Are being used.
Yes.
So there is a big question mark on this. How do you look at this story?
See, again, I will blame the government machinery for it. See, this circulars and everything, no, is a game of words. What they are using in that circulars particularly.
Yeah.
Actually, what they should do, I'll look at my mobile because I brought some notes written.
Yeah.
What they do at the parties or anything which is objectionable is a loud music.
Yeah.
Now, why loud music it comes now? I'll tell you. There are 12 to 15 mics are there, and what they use, 252,000 watt amplifiers they use. So sound reaches up to 1 kilometer. That is wrong. That has to be controlled. So plus they use the whooper, bass bin pickers, then high frequency mid speaker, tutors,
Yeah.
all this, and the 252,000 watt amplifier. If they restrict an amplifier to 100 watt, what they should do? Amplifier should be restricted to 100 watt.
Yeah.
So the music will only spread in a one room. It will not go out.
Yeah.
So the machinery, instead of banning music, these so many things and
Just
creating confusion, they
Yeah,
should
to
only
limit.
say that the amplifiers should be of 100 watt. That's all. It will solve the problem.
Yeah.
So there is no ban on the midnight mass or the wedding parties or jatra. Every problem will be solved. The government notification should clearly say you can use the amplifier up to 100 watt. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. It is only amplifying the effect is causing a problem.
Yeah.
Means the loud music.
Now also the theatre fraternity has come forward and they
Yeah.
have said that this music ban will be affecting the Goan tradition and unique culture because 10 p.m. certain things cannot be, because they say that, for example, because people are generally late in coming for the theatre, especially the Zomni Walokhed, they start late.
I tell you, in Goan society there is a total harmony. If some wedding is taking place, nobody object. If jatra is taking place, nobody object.
Yeah.
Even the midnight mass, nobody object. Even the firecrackers, fire things, nobody object from the society. What the people are objecting are the parties
That has to be differentiated.
by the tourist.
Yeah.
It is with the loud music that is objected. Because of that, everybody is suffering now.
Yeah.
So if they restrict to 100 watt of amplifying, then the whole problem will be solved.
Yeah.
These people are not applying. They only put some ban. Ban this. Easy, no?
Yeah.
To ban. Issue order. Finished.
Yeah.
I don't know why that environment director was sent out the next day morning itself
Yeah.
from the environment department maybe because of that circular. It
Yeah.
has affected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then moving on to Sunday, December 18,
Yeah.
there is the headline in Herald which reads, Sangye farmers celebrate IIT project victory.
Yeah.
Now, this story, there has been a prolonged agitation by farmers who are insisting that their farmlands and orchards are the ones which are being destroyed.
Yeah.
And the MLA is insisting that this is all barren land, this is uncultivable land, and we are not interfering with the farmers. Now, the central government has, come out with this saying that the land proposed for the project is not being considered for IIT. And this claim that the truth has prevailed over the falsehood, this is the statement which is made by the farmers.
Yeah.
And they have vowed to thwart any moves by MLA Subhash Pardesai to get the project in Sangye.
See, earlier the Shedauli farmers they agitated. Now the Sangye farmers, mean the Kotarli farmers, they are agitating. What they are claiming, you can bring IIT to Sangye. They are not objecting to that.
Yeah.
But bring it where there is no cultivable land.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, that is what the farmers say.
Yeah.
What government say, this is a barren land, and farmers claim it is a cultivable land. Why this problem arise? It is because again government machinery is failed to establish the tenancy rights of the people in the state of Goa.
Yeah.
If at all, after 1975, there is no survey. You know, it is almost a 50 years now.
Yeah.
There is no survey, land survey in Goa.
Yeah. Last was in 74.
75, yeah, 74 or 75.
Yeah.
They have conducted a survey.
Yeah.
After that, there is no survey.
Yeah.
So if they have at all established the tenancy rights of these farmers, agitating farmers over the land, then they would have said that this land belongs to us. Now the tenancy cases are in court or the Mamlatdar, before the Mamlatdar.
Yeah.
The government is saying that you are not a owner because the cases are there.
Yeah.
They are saying we are cultivating for the generations together. It is our land.
Yeah.
So fight will on unnecessarily because of government machinery failure in Shiravali also and in Kotharli also.
Yeah.
The fight is between government and the farmers because of government failed to give them their justice.
Yeah.
The government machinery failed to give the justice
Yeah.
in last 50 years. That is a problem.
That is the true meaning of liberation.
Yes.
Okay. Then on Monday, 19 December,
Yeah.
there is a page 2 article
Yeah.
which has to do with this perennial question that we have, Daboli versus Mopa. And now here in this case, booking a flight in advance could have your airport venue changed.
Yeah.
So if you are booking 1 or 2 days in advance, you can decide that it will take off from Daboli.
Yeah.
But passengers who have booked flights,
Yeah.
they are either to either arrive or depart from Daboli airport. They have been told that flights will land or leave from Mopa and not from Daboli.
Yes.
Now, the question is, what are the hardships that people will face, especially if they are from Salsette and they have to travel from Mopa to Margaon or any place in Salsette?
If that is a simple answer I can give you. If the suppose their flight is taking off, before that 3 hours they have to start from a home.
Yeah,
1.5 hours to reach the airport,
yeah,
half an hour to check in, and 1 hour is a waiting period.
yeah,
That is prescribed waiting period.
yeah,
In 3 hours in advance you have to start from a home.
yeah,
Suppose you are going Mumbai,
yeah,
it's a 22-minute journey.
yeah.
But for that you have to start 3 hours in
3 hours
early
in advance.
and reach Mopa, wait there for 1.5 hours,
Yeah.
then you can go Mumbai.
Yeah.
Then that is a sorry state of affairs.
Yeah,
But the thing is that these foreign airlines, no,
yeah,
they will shift to Mopa. But the inland airways like Indigo, Spice or the Air India, where Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mangalore, Belgaum or the Pune, this flight will remain with Daboli.
yeah,
Because the kind of aircraft the foreign airlines are using, like Dreamliners,
yeah,
they can only land and take off from the Mopa. That is
Mopa,
a reality
yeah.
that we have to accept.
That is-
But there should be connectivity between Mopa to Dabolim.
Yeah,
Air connectivity also you can think of.
yeah,
Why not?
yeah.
You can think of air connectivity. If
From-
anybody is affording it,
From
he
Daboli
will
to-
buy. No,
Yeah,
after 1 hour break, there is a flight from Mopa to Dabolim or vice versa. From
Yeah.
Dabolim to Mopa, it is a
they
connectivity.
have this facility in some parts of India.
Yeah, yeah. No, if people can go to Mumbai to catch a flight for a foreign destination,
Yeah,
they will fly to Mopa. Why not? They
Yeah.
will fly. No,
yeah,
instead of Mumbai, they will fly. But if you are not making available that facility
yeah.
and you are insisting travel by road, no,
Yeah.
it's a nightmare for them.
Nightmare. It will
Nightmare
become
for
nightmare.
them.
So then on December 20th, Tuesday, that is the day we are shooting this incident,
Yeah.
there is a headline in the Herald which reads, "Dead retired officers on the Goa government seniority list. HC raps government and asked to follow the rules." Now
Yeah.
this is a very strange case where the government has prepared junior scale officers seniority list,
Yeah.
and in this list there is one person who is dead, 2 people who are retired, there are 4 direct promotees, there are direct recruits 11, ad hoc promotees 31, total 49, and the High Court has found this inappropriate and it has quashed the seniority list.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying that this is a very serious exercise of determining the seniority, the career of a person, and
Yeah.
this is done with lot of vetting. Now,
Yeah.
how come the dead person and retired people are found to be on this list?
It is not surprise. This is a second incident. Earlier, the senior officer seniority list was also manipulated. It has been proved. 2-3 officers, they approached the High Court. Then the court appointed a ombudsman to inquire into and to determine the seniority. Again, it was decided. Then after 2-3 years, again manipulation happened. Again that case was landed again in court.
Yeah.
And again the seniority list was prepared. Still the dispute is on
Yeah.
the senior scale officers level.
Yeah.
This is a junior scale
Junior
officer.
scale.
Means government has not learnt a lesson from the mistake they have committed in earlier days. I am telling you stories. It is a 7-8 years old story
Okay.
with the senior officers seniority list.
Okay.
Now it has happened with the junior officer seniority list.
Yeah.
Why it is happening? Because somebody is doing some favoritism.
So it is not an oversight.
No, it is not oversight, not at all. I will not name the person because he is no more in this world. The person who was retired, appointed in Chief Minister's office, then Chief Minister's office, was promoted to make that list proper. He got a promotion after his retirement. That thing was came to light. There was a hue and cry in those days. Now this junior officer manipulation has come. It is a sheer failure of the governance. I'll tell you, this government is not the governing as per the law or the rules. They must follow the rules.
Yeah.
Then only the such thing will not happen again and again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are the 8 stories that we have picked up from last week. That is the week from 14 to 20th December. We hope that you enjoyed our program. I thank my guest Mr. Avid Bagle
you.
for coming on this show. Thank you. Always
you.
a pleasure.
Yeah.
Keep watching Herald TV.